Over the years, paranormal investigators have been capturing the voices of the dead on cassette recorders. Our own local ghost hunters are no exception. Even here in Henry County, the spirits are talking. Now, the following are the actual EVPs taken from several investigations conducted by Andy and Albert Roberts using their digital voice recorders. Except for replaying the EVP for you to listen again to the phenomenon, these recordings have not been altered in any way. Could this actually be a voice of someone long since dead coming through from the other side? Investigators haven't been able to explain any other cause. Ever since cameras were invented, ghost hunters have used them to capture strange and unexplained images. One such image in the paranormal investigation is known as an orb.
Orbs are something that, still can be interpreted in many ways, but they're actually circle objects captured on film. It's little, like bubbles almost. They look like, you get the soap and blow bubbles.
Now your orbs, it could be from anything from a dust orb, from dust in the room. It could be moisture. It can also be a reflection back into the camera whenever you take a flash.
We've had some lights and some interesting movements, although it's really hard to pinpoint that. And again, like orbs, I think a lot of it can be explained away to dust particles, water or mist vapors in the air, that sort of things.
Right here?
Oh, wow. No.
Yeah, okay, it's the camera, isn't it?
Yeah,
okay.
It's the infrared reflection off of the infrared itself.
Yeah, I guess so.
We'll come in the mornings, and the silverware, I'm very particular about where the silverware sits on the table. And a lot of times we'll come in and you'll have one whole table that the silverware's been pulled off the table, so it's hanging off the edge of the table.
We had a couple incidents here which I was pretty skeptical about, because I wasn't sure if someone was just making up tales just to kind of freak people out. But we had a gentleman by the name of Danny who worked up in my kitchen. The building is actually 3 levels. Above my bathrooms and below my kitchen is a small area that we use for dry storage, where any of my kitchen staff will go to get any dry goods to prepare for that night. Well, that day, Danny was down in the split level, and Christopher, one of my servers, was the only other person in the building. And Danny claimed that he heard a young lady say his name 3 times. Turned around and asked her what, and it just stopped. He thought maybe Christopher was messing with him, or somebody was, but it was a young lady.
And a lot of times when I'm in the building by myself, I will hear, Lynn, and to the point that I stop and turn around. Even though logically I know I'm in the building by myself, it's so real that I stop and turn around to look who just called my name.
A couple of my bartenders, they will not go upstairs at the end of the night to bring dishes up into the kitchen. They feel like someone's watching them.
The executive chef, who's my brother-in-law, one night he was here, and he knew he was in here by himself. And he would say a lot of times and just work on the menus and that kind of stuff late at night, and never had a problem with it until one night he said, I kept hearing this noise, Lynn. And he said, I finally got so tired of hearing this noise, I got up to see what it was. And as he opened the door from the back of the house to the dining room, he said the ladies' restroom door was swinging closed. Now at that point, everyone had been gone for at least an hour or so. So he knew that there was not a chance anyone was still here. There wasn't a last-minute server who forgot her purse or whatever. He knew that he was here by himself. So since that day, he doesn't stay.
Jose was in here not too long ago, and with another gentleman, and he kept saying that he heard the toilet flushing from upstairs. We don't have a toilet upstairs.
There was also another investigation here in Henry County that as we were doing an investigation in this particular room, literally the bed lifted off the ground and then slammed back to the ground and then literally collapsed while we were there. That was without a doubt the scariest moment that we've had on an investigation, because there was nothing that we could logically explain this bed lifted up off the ground and then falling to the ground and collapsing.
As many believers out there, there are as many skeptics who believe there are reasonable, natural explanations for these occurrences. And Albert and Andy Roberts would be the first to agree with them.
Because most of the things that people say are haunted can be explained pretty simply, whether it is dust or whether it's outside noise. So in a lot of instances I will agree with them, but with the findings that we have, and we take all of our investigators, when we get an anomaly of some sort, we get all of our investigators together, we listen or we watch the video, and we all come to a consensus. Is this something that somebody else said that maybe the person doing the review wasn't there, and maybe it was an outside noise or somebody else said something?
What I try to do is get rid of myth and legend, and then filter through that. And if we have actual hard data, again, we're a paranormal research group, and I don't, we're not trying to embellish things or make them any fancier than they might not be. So
you don't want people to think you're crazy. But I believe in spirits. I believe in angels. I have to say that if there is a ghost here or a spirit here, they're probably pretty happy now that they have some life in the building.
If there is something that we can do that puts them to rest, then I would be happy to do that. I think sometimes it is a curiosity of what is it, why is it here, and even who it is.
At this point, I'm happy with them here. I'm not somebody who wants to get rid of spirits unless they're costing me money. If they're flushing toilets and it's costing me money, then yeah, we probably should get rid of them.
And I don't know. I think a lot of it could be, heightened emotions. People are just nervous and scared, and so maybe their imaginings are causing them to see and hear things. But some things cannot be explained away, like the things I have experienced.
So are the dead talking to us? Are they taking up residence in our homes and businesses here in McDonough? Are they walking among us at this very moment? Now, if you're interested in this sort of thing, there are several venues locally that you can discover for yourself. One of them being the Henry County Ghost Hunters. You can visit their website at henryghosthunters.com. Now, if you're interested in the tour, you can visit Bell Book and Candle for more information. Thanks for visiting us here on Discovering Henry. We'll see you next time.